What's up, Michigan? Lorne Plant and TJ Kelley ready to bring you another episode of the best boys basketball show in the Wolverine State. Welcome to State Champs Hangtime, Michigan, presented by Lawrence Technological University. If you want to play college basketball, LTU has athletic and academic scholarships right now. Recruit yourself by going to ltuathletics.com and clicking on the Recruit Yourself link. The Blue Devils play NAIA Division II level basketball, and Lawrence Tech is 10-5 on the season at the time of this recording, so check them out. We've got a great show this week, including recaps of some of the action State Champs captured on the hardwood over the past week. TJ is back with TJ's takes. What are you hitting on this week?
We're going to talk about all these unsigned seniors. There's a lot of talent here, especially in Detroit.
All right, not only do we have this show for you every week, but we also have a companion audio podcast of Hangtime with interviews and rankings talk you won't get anywhere but here. Every podcast has an interview we do with a different boys basketball coach from around the state, sponsored by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. This week, we had a conversation with Watervliet head coach Dan Hoff. This is a man who was talked out of retirement. He suffered a heart attack. Over 40 years of coaching under his belt, high school level, college level. It was a great conversation. Listen to it on whatever podcast platform you like best. Just search State Champs Hangtime Michigan. But right now, it's time for some recaps of games this past week on the State Champs Network. We start with our coverage at the Gotta Get It invite at Grand Blanc. We had number 3 Brother Rice taking on Flint Carman Ainsworth. Despite a game-high 29 points from the freshman Chris McClavish for Ainsworth, the Warriors were led by the junior Curtis Williams, who had 21. Warriors went on to a 63-56 victory. Next, we had the defending Division III state champs Flint Beecher taking on, at the time, our number 2 team in the state in Grand Rapids Catholic Central. The Mr. Basketball candidate Jack Karasinski suffered an ankle injury, didn't see the court for the remainder of this one. Teammate Caden Brown led all scorers with 30, but 17th ranked Beecher got contributions from Carmelo Harris and Robert Lee, who had 22 and 20 points respectively, as the Bucks beat GRCC 75-69. And in the nightcap of the Go Get It, we had a rematch of the last year's Division I quarterfinal between the defending state champs 18th ranked Grand Blanc and Orchard Lake St. Mary's, currently our number 1 team in the state. One of the best freshmen in the country, Trey McKinney, poured in a game-high 25 points. Despite a late rally by Grand Blanc, OLSM still number 1 in Michigan with a 65-62 win. Now we head west for the Muskegon Basketball Showcase between the host school Muskegon and 19th ranked Benton Harbor. Experimenting with the 35-second shot clock, it wasn't necessary, as the number 10 Muskegon offense exploded. Big Reds won big, 84-58. Finally, on Tuesday, 2 top 15 teams squared off as number 14 Detroit Catholic Central at home to take on number 11 Hamtramck. CC had a comfortable lead throughout the night. 4 players finished in double figures, but Hamtramck rallied in the 4th. Robert Davis Jr. chipped in a game-high 23, but it wasn't enough. Shamrocks get a solid win to move to 5-1 on the year, 60-57. All right, each week, TJ is going to break down one of those victorious teams we just featured. Who are you chatting up this week?
We're going to check out Beecher, the defending champions, and their win over a Grand Rapids Catholic Central, also defending champion. I think that both teams are they're so similar in that they go out there, they're a faceless team. They can go out there and they play for each other. And, it's sad to see Jack Karasinski go down with an ankle injury. Hopefully he'll return to the hardwood sooner than later. But let's talk about Beecher, Carmelo Harris. I don't think you have to go anywhere further than the outstanding guard. He's unsigned. He should probably be having scholarship offers, and he's Mr. Consistency, and he's a winner. When I'm looking at, as far as if I'm a college coach, I'm looking at guys who can help me win to advance so I can go as far in March as possible. When you also look at Robert Lee, who really showed up as a junior, he's 6'4", really showed a lot of energy, played a great defensive game, hit the boards, and did what was really necessary to win. Hats off to Marquise Gray, who's the new head coach at Beecher. He's been on the sidelines for Beecher under Mike Williams the last few years, so he's been there. He's been able to really learn, and I think that just being able to carry that on to the rest of his team. But also shouts out to James Cummings, who I thought really stepped up to the game, or really stepped up his game as a big man who can come out there and really control the boards and block some shots as well.
All right, Bucks still a force to be reckoned with.
And they will forever be ranked in my top 25 as long as that school is open. I apologize forever and ever.
Because they weren't for the first few weeks, but they're there now.
I know better now.
All right. For more than 25 years, the greatest honor a Michigan high school student athlete can earn, the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's High School Athlete of the Year. You're one of the tops in your sport. Prioritize education and giving back, like Cassius Winston, Megan Bobian, Rakia Jackson, and Aiden Hutchinson did. 6 male and 6 female nominees earn $1,000 of scholarship money, with $5,000 each to be awarded at an amazing red carpet gala in downtown Detroit in June. Nominations accepted through March 4th, but know this: you cannot be nominated if you don't apply. Download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. Hangtime is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Listen to me. If we do not get more officials, we may have to start canceling games. That sounds like a threat, but it might be. There is a large group getting ready to retire. Hey, you can make great part-time pay. Begin the process now. Go to MHSAA.com for details. The Michigan Army National Guard is the official military branch of the MHSAA. We are partners once again with the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan, and BCAM would like to celebrate our great game by promoting unity among teams, schools, and communities. BCAM has launched the One Team program. This week we interviewed Waterville head coach Dan Hoff. Here's his thoughts on One Team.
I think what's been really good in our conference is people just play good basketball. I in the 3 years I've been there, I've seen no trash talk, no showing up an opponent after, we had 2 dunks against us last night, and there was no chest bumping by the guy who did it. They were just really nice dunks, and our guys didn't go after him because of that. So that's been really good to see. We do our announcements, and they're heartfelt when they're given at the games. And I know that, probably every single game since I've been there, either I go over to the other coach's bench before the game, or he comes over to my bench. We just sit there and talk for 10 minutes. I know Ty Rock and I last night, his wife was a former student of mine and lived in my neighborhood. Wow. So she was up in the stands, and I gave her a big disc because they got married a month ago. Oh, and we just sat and talked about what his plans are in the future and how he's looking forward to things. And then for the games, when the referees come up and have the captains on one side, we always stay with the captains of the other team. So last night I was with the Fenville captains, and Ty was with our captains. And so we show the players that, our approach is one of sportsmanship and one of unity, and I think that should carry over to them as well.
Trust me, guys, the entire interview is available on the State Champs Michigan Hangtime Companion podcast. You can listen to it wherever you get your podcast. It's a great interview. We had a great time talking to Coach Hoff. We will also have a standalone video on State Champs Michigan's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page, as well as the State Champs website, statechampsnetwork.com. Great conversation. Check it out. Time now for TJ's Takes, unsigned seniors. He already mentioned one. The best still out there for the taking. Who are they?
Chauncey Willis Jr. Hello. If I'm in need of a point guard, if I'm in need of a scorer, if I'm in need of a winner, if I'm in need of a dual sport athlete, I don't think any college coaches have to go anywhere further than Lafayette and Shane, where you can find Chauncey Willis Jr. playing for Detroit King.
He can play football too, so
and he can play football. Yeah. I think that so many times when college coaches are talking about players that they prioritize, I think that Chauncey fits the bill in so many different ways as far as being a dual sport athlete. He's one of those kids that he's overcome adversity. He's being coached by one of the best in the state in George Ward.
And he's a hooper at heart.
And he's a hooper at heart.
He wants to play college basketball.
Yes, he wants to. He's transformed his body. Yeah. He lost some of that baby fat that he carried around a year ago. And I think that, for me, that's showing how much more serious he is about the game and what he wants to do and he can contribute on the next level. Staying in Detroit, Jawan Maxey. Detroit Renaissance, you're talking about another guard that really goes out there, controls the pace, makes the big shots, and he's got Renaissance rolling. They've only got one loss to Brother Rice. Now you can go over to 7 Mile and Ryan. Detroit Pershing, they've got quite a few of them. Let's start off with Squally Hill, Theron Hill, 4-year starter. He's been phenomenal. He's had some great scoring games last year. He gets to split it up a little bit this year as they've added Jeremiah Henderson as well as Kalen Nope who transferred over from Detroit Henry Ford, and Henderson transferred over from CMA. But they've got a three-headed monster of seniors who can really get it done. I expect to see them playing on Tuesdays and Fridays on the next level, or Saturdays, or whatever day it might be. But I definitely think
Squally's definitely still running that offense.
Squally is definitely running that offense. It's his team. Brandon Woodland's another guy who's a fourth guard on that team who's got 4 years of varsity experience. But I think that, within the Detroit PSL, you've got some great, outstanding guards that are obviously, doing very well this year. I'm not going to say obviously, but, they're all in the top 25 rankings. Moving on, there's a kid that I really like, Jalen Charity, who is with Grand Rapids Northview, playing for an undefeated Northview team with Dave Channa as the head coach. But Jalen Charity is one of those guys where the name might not be there right now, but you're talking about a kid that's 6'4", 6'5", maybe now 6'6". As he's growing, he's starting to get that much more aggressive. He's getting in the weight room, but he's one of those players where he's going to have a better college career than I think he will in high school. But he's one of those guys, depending on how far Northview goes in the state championships or state playoffs, I think that he's going to wind up gathering that many more eyes, and hopefully some opportunities will come his way for the college level.
Hey, it's time now for a quick preview on some of the better matchups State Champs Network will be covering this weekend and in the days to come. Friday, featuring number 24 Pershing at number 9 Detroit Cass Tech, number 3 Brother Rice at number 1 Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Saginaw Arthur Hill at Saginaw. That's on Saturday, one of the best rivalries anywhere. In fact, our own Ryan Slocum will have a documentary on that rivalry coming up that you're going to see sometime over the next 2 months on the network. That's just some of what we'll be covering. Your thoughts on those matchups?
Talk about Saginaw versus Saginaw Arthur Hill. No matter the record, throw them all out the door. You talk about one of the, like you brought up.
It could be one of the last times we see them play.
And I tell you what, that's a huge blow to the community. It's the changing factors, I guess, that we've seen over the years. But hey, we'll always remember what Saginaw and Saginaw Arthur Hill are today, or this week, or this season, and then also years past, and all the great talent that they've kicked out. I remember just getting started in the business, and it just seemed like Saginaw Arthur Hill, Buena Vista, and Saginaw were winning every single year. So yeah, hats off to what a great basketball community, and I'm really looking forward to checking them out sometime later on in the season.
All right. Hey, guys, that's it for this week. Hangtime premieres every Friday here across the State Champs Network. Thank you so much for watching. For TJ Kelley, I'm Lorne Plant. We'll see you next week on State Champs Hangtime, Michigan. State Champs Michigan's Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Hangtime is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Athlete of the Year Awards. Applications being accepted now until March 4, 2022 for the male and female high school athletes of the year. Check out previous winners and download the application today at dacathleteoftheyear.com. And the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan, BCAM, has launched the One Team campaign, celebrating the great game by promoting unity among teams, coaches, and communities. Find out more at bcam.org.